that's been my biggest problem over the time as well, even with Alex, like lack of communication and stuff. But that meal, I don't know, have I spoken about the meal on here?
I don't think you have.
We've had a bit of a history, right?
Yeah.
And I don't want to go into it, but people will be like, oh, you didn't speak about it. But I do need to give you a bit of praise, right? Because I think I am kind of now on a similar kind of journey to what you went through.
Yeah.
So you started like commentary.
Yeah.
And then you realise you call people out. And then you realise when you meet them, they're actually not that cunty. Do you know what I mean?
The difference between people, if you're judging people on their online persona or online content, you always feel it's so different. Well, I know you weren't in very long. Did you? I feel like Joel is one of the biggest examples. I love Joel.
Yeah,
as a bloke, he's really nice.
Yeah.
Sorry, that sounded very. He's really nice. I promise. Did you find that with him when you went in?
Yeah, I in the locked-in house. That's what you're referring to. Yeah. I felt it was a weird one because it was quite because the show was quite. It's like an artificial reality show. I think I've developed a lot doing this podcast, and I think people see a different side of me. But when I went into locked in, I specifically was sent in there to be a bit of a panto villain. I'm kind of playing up to this role, and out of all of them, weirdly, I could tell that Joel was the one that we were on a similar level. Like when he was leaving, he kind of like gave me a wink and a fist bump, and that is really kind of like. And he's recently made a video and he speaks well about me and that, and that was something that I wrongly, and I've spoken about it. We did an episode, didn't we, where I speak about my journey on YouTube. And I wrongly used to criticise you for that because I used to think, oh, you used to call people out and then you become friends with them and then you can't anymore. Yeah. But as I've got older, I've learnt to that I'm kind of on a similar route. Literally, I just think it's took me a while to actually just mellow out and just mature about stuff. I guess it's hard though because when you genuinely like. We've got on for the last few years. Like we had that little blip, and it is what it is. And I've spoken about it. But the thing is, I know behind closed doors, my opinion of you is good, but people will 100%, and I come to you for advice on like thumbnails and stuff, but people will 100% go, oh, Jack, you're bottling it, because I'm not going to you, let's talk about the beef. But this is the thing, if somebody said to me, would I ever get Alfie Days on here? And all right, I might have been a cunt in the past, and rightly or wrongly, however you want to say it. I used to always say, I would get him on 100% because it's like, JaackMaate, he's got to get him on. I think now I wouldn't, purely based on the fact that I just don't give a shit anymore. Do you know what I mean?
It would be dead interesting to hear you chat through it though.
All right, I will then.
I'd love to listen.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be. Oh yeah, fuck you. This is what I thought. Like, you just chat through it. Like, you just got to ignore those comments of like, oh, I wanted war. And you're like, maybe just accept that.
Yeah, fair.
All right, hands up. I probably don't feel as strongly as I put across a couple of years ago. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But as he's saying that, people probably want that with you too as well.
But this is the thing. There's not.
I don't.
No.
I was speaking to. I filmed a video with Beta Squad on Saturday, and I was like, oh, I told Nick I was coming on. He said, oh, I thought you two had.
Yeah,
we had a lovely meal in Hawksmoor in Spitalfields. We sorted it then, but that was just a couple of tweets and completely misread at the time, right?
That was. I hold my hands up. That was me biting back quite quickly.
Yeah, but I also was like, oh, I had me company. Well, I can't be shown on Twitter like this. I'll go back with another. If I just shot you a DM, it would have been fine.
It's just that's the way it is. I think a lot of things. That's been my biggest problem over the time as well, even with Alex. Like lack of communication and stuff. But that meal, I don't know. Have I spoken about the meal on here?
I don't think you have.
That was funny, wasn't it? Because it was like, you were like, I apologised to you in the DMs and everything was fine. And then you were like, let's just go for a beer. And I was like, all right, let's get a bite to eat. Yeah. And then we ended up going to like some proper...
A little steak spot, Calfreezy special. That was
I remember Jack texted me and just going, I thought we were going to go to Nando's.
Oh, really?
Not in a bad way, but I was really nervous. I was really nervous. Right. I felt like it was like I was on a date because I got there way early.
The fainting thing on that day of the lunch we had, that was playing up a bit then, so my head was all over the shop there as well.
Oh, right.
I remember feeling swimmy there.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd seen something not gory or whatever on the way there, or maybe I can't remember what it was, but I remember feeling like shit that day.
Right.
So I remember that being like a little bit. Too.
Yeah. I always just find I'm not really an awkward person, but I felt really just like, because I felt like the setting. I felt like I was on a first date.
Taking you out. Sorry, I just really love the steak there. Just really love it.
No, that was funny. But yeah, guys, it's all water under the bridge. You can keep the have a day off memes coming as long as you want, but as far as I'm concerned, it's all dead. It's all fun and games. Will, talking of like changing opinions of people when you meet them and whatnot, let's have a little chat about Morgs.
Oh, what a boy. I've never disliked Morgs.
No, fair enough. And it's a hard one for me because after he came on, I made a point of going back and watching what I'd said because I was like, he took it really well, didn't he? Like the comedy. So I wanted to go back and thought like, how much of a cunt was I basically? And ultimately,
I've seen your Morgs videos and I never thought. Did you attack him personally?
No.
I think if you just. The Morgs videos are brilliant because they play them. If you're going to make a commentary video, they set up so many punchlines. They set up funny moments. I don't think I've ever seen you slay him, right?
No, that's my only saving grace. Like, I don't want to just.
There's a difference there. There's a massive difference, right?
I'll hold my hands up to stuff that I've done wrong in the past, but I think especially in the past 3 or 4 years, I tried to make it comedy led, unless the person is like a proper cunt. But with Morgs, I cannot believe how self-aware he is. Yeah. Like he is, and I don't mean that in a patronising way. Like he is the most clued up guy ever. Like when did you get to know it? When the whole WillNE versus Morg's mum was coming along. Yeah. Well, how did that?
They kept throwing me a bone with different content. You know, it was all their ideas. It was brilliant. I mean, I think with Morgs, I think we kind of. I mean, I think it was 2016. The BG Media stuff happened for me, and I think 2016 was the year he went from like 0 to 1 million subscribers. Yeah. So I'd kind of already known what he was like, and what I liked about those videos is he was so over the top, and you know, like he must have known people are going to go, this is cringy, or this is. But he still had the bollocks to do them. Like he's like, you know, this 16, 17-year-old kid going, I know people's going to say this, but it's say this about me or this about me. But it's going to do really well. Like, he knew that, and he had the stones to go and fucking make the videos, which I've always just respected so much. Like, the set of bollocks on him to be like, people are going to say shit, but I'm going to do it because it's going to work. You know, I've got 2 houses. I put me mum and dad or me mum and me stepdad in the other one. I've always had a lot of respect for him for being able to do that because I wouldn't have been.
No, 100%. And it kind of seemed like he had a lot of commentary channels on strings as well. Yeah. When he would do, like, he said to us on the pod that he would go like, he'd go 4 but hold up 3 things. And it's like such stupid things.
But you know, it's like almost thought of, well, the reaction comes there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Exactly. And even though I, as a commentator and other ones, will pick up on that because they are there to be had, and we're not falling for it. Really, what he's doing, he's casting such a large net there and just swooping everyone up and going and come to me, and it's just unreal. With the Morg's mum stuff, that banged for you, like you versus her. Were any of that planned? Was it like you move this way, I move this way? Or?
No, as in there was no like communication between the two.
Oh, really?
It was just like it was brilliant though. When they take the piss, I'd be like, yes, this is a great bit, a great big back and forth. I never thought I'd get her.
Really?
I honestly never thought I'd get her, and then she just put her feet up.
Yeah,
I was like, I probably wouldn't have if she hadn't. I wouldn't have. But no, there was no like, oh yeah, we'll sort you out with this or whatever.
Yeah,
or, no.
That was around. Was you doing sub to WillNE at that time?
I asked loads of people to write it for that on the Morg's mum stuff, but there was a little bit beforehand, I think.
Yeah, fair. But that just the whole thing just helped elevate it. Yeah, this is a thing with you jammy bastard. Things fall in your lap. You get Morg's mum, and then you get Belle Delphine's fucking cut.
Yeah.